La, 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 la. Let's get rid of some Nutella. All right. Okay, for those who just joined, feel free to put where you come from. We are going to start soon. Give me a couple of minutes. La 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 la. Mm. Okay, you're probably wondering what are we doing today? So it's weekend. I love weekend because that is where I can make a lot of buns and sausage. Today we do a little bit different twist. Make the Nutella spread. The green bun is a special natural pandan spinach cream powder, all the goodness of the dough. And then, oops, there's our dough. And we will do some, which is divide it to about for the sausage bun. Okay, and let's cover. So we're going to divide it to 12 different portions because we're going to make half of the loaf, half of the portion to our sausage bun, which is you can see here that I made earlier. It's a half sausage because I feel this sausage is quite huge. It's a beef wagyu sausage. So what I normally once likes to do is boil into the water and really lightly fried. More on the lightly pan fry it so that it's crispy on the skin and cut into the half because it's too huge for a little bun for my son. So normally I would do that over the weekend and you would keep it for the whole week to do that. So now look at our very beautiful spongy and pandan, a little bit pandan essence, and also the green powder. So we measured it earlier, and I will do a 1 loaf for Nutella spread. So you have a different varieties from one dough. Okay, now we try to do divide. So normally I would just like to do divide into different portion and measure it. 89 for the bun. And we make it into the round shape. And if you have any question, feel free to pop to the chat, and I will answer your questions after that. And we're going to divide that to 10 portion. And lay it on the bench rest for while waiting. And feel free to put through the chat where do you watch from and what do you do over the weekend. So try to do the round shape. Very bend rest. One, two, three, four. You can hear some sound. So the dough, I did it with some sourdough discard that I have a leftover, and also the udani to make it so fluffy. 101. Yeah. I'm teaching you guys how to make a long sausage bun. Well, it's a mini sausage bun, then can keep for a whole week without any preservative. It's all handmade. Obviously, I feel really satisfying. You see, you can. I'm not sure whether you can hear. They're so fluffy. Okay, we're almost there. Bear with me. 90. Four. Okay. We're trying to divide it to around 89 per dough so that we can have an equal size for our sausage bun. Okay. All right. Hi, Helen. Yes, we're making some sausage bun and also some Nutella swirl chocolate green spinach bun and loaf. So you must be wondering, oh, how can we divide a dough into the same type of dough, but you can essentially make to the little buns or the loaf. The baking time might be a little bit different, but the technique here is if you have a big oven, you can do that together, but obviously the bread loaf, you need to bake a little bit longer in the oven, and whereas you can take the bun out after 15 minutes. Okay. Now we have earlier about the Nutella. Nutella swirl bun. So we have about 100 grams of the dough previously. So let us take the way out and we'll do the Nutella bit. Okay, now sprinkle some rice flour and then upside down. So now, like my previous live demo on the loaf, now we're trying to stretch this dough into rectangle. So at this stage, we're trying to pop all the bubbles away from the first proof. Okay, when you almost have the square now, the fun part is okay. Nutella. Look at this still yummy, gooey, sweet Nutella. And spread it across. And this is for the loaf. You can replace it with any chocolate, jam, anything that you like, or red bean paste, so that you can store in there, in the plain dough. So trying to have a thin layer because you don't want to be too sweet for the bread loaf. And if you want to put some, place some chocolate chip, you can do that too. Smell amazing. It's Nutella hazelnut. Yeah. So try to avoid at the side. But what we're going to do now is just fold into 1/3. And here as well. And you can see there is a long shape. Okay. And now what we're trying to do is flatten it a little to achieve about the length of this size. And make sure that you're gentle because you don't want the Nutella spread across everywhere. So try using your strength of the palm size at the rolling pin. Adjust slowly, gently from the center into the side. And then at the same time, just pull it a little bit longer shape because we're going to roll this into our bread tin. Okay. All right. And trying to roll from the bottom, rolling up. And here, what we want to do is we want to cut it to have a pattern. So you can use any knife or scraper you can get from my shop, hankery.com/shop, from online. And what we want to do is we want to cut it to the pattern. So just about 0.5 centimeter. and trying to rolling out. Here you go. And try to pinch it at the bottom so that we have a nice seam. And then place it into the bread lid tin earlier. Here you go. Okay, I'm going to wash my hand and then we will come back to do for sausage bun. Okay. Now we are back. Tidy up a little. And make sure that it close the Nutella. Okay, now we will cover it and let it rest in double in size. So I would recommend everybody do this first, the loaf, because it will need more time to proof over the mini sausage one. Just cover it so that it's not going to dry out. And for the rest of the bun. Okay, there is our Nutella Swirl chocolate loaf. And if you're lazy, sometimes you can just do the whole loaf rather than 3 individual loaf. But I really love the 3 individual loaf because after it proof, it looks like a mushroom to me. So I feel like it's really, really, really simple, interesting, and nice. So the dough weight is about 200 grams each. So the total for this loaf pan is about 500 to 600 grams. But normally, if 600 grams, it will be over the top here. So I can't really do really flat of the bread tin. So now we leave it into a place so that it's nice and warm for the dough to prove double in size. Because it has a sourdough and sourdough discard in there, and I normally will leave it a little bit longer than the commercial instant yeast recipe. The commercial instant is if the weather is warm and hot, it can be really quickly double in size. Okay, right now we have all this mini dough. What we're trying to do is want to do a really, really nice sausage bun. Okay, now let's take one dough. And what we want to do is we're trying to tuck in and trying to achieve the loaf that like a baguette shape. So use your strength of the palm here. Slowly, slowly. And you want to leave the middle of the dough a little bit fluffier. so that your sausage bun looks a little bit chubbier. So it's quite simple and easy to do a sausage bun at home. So take half of the sausage, and you probably want to have the side down. So just looks like a worm. And then try to tuck in at the bottom and try to swirl it across. And you're trying to do at the end of the bun, tucking inside. And here you have it. Sausage bun! Easy. Okay, now next. Repeat. Obviously, practice makes perfect, because sometimes when the first few, you feel like, oh my goodness, I think I need to be a bit longer for the length of the dough. And your one at the end is sharper, so that you can tuck the very end at below, just like that. So you want this one at below, and try to swirl it so that it looks fluffier and tucking inside. Okay. Next. The color looks like really nice, like green and brown. A tree. Okay, so same goes here. Okay, if you feel, sometimes you feel the shape is out of the way, you always welcome to remove it and do it all over again. But just let the dough rest about 5 minutes before you just redo it, so that it can be relaxing and easy for you to roll the dough. Okay, just put through the chat, where do you all come from or watching from? More than happy to answer any question you have in regards of cooking or baking or sourdough. Okay, same here. Okay. And there's a lot of different type or shape to do the sausage bun. If you're interested to see how to do the flower boson sausage bun, I have a long form video called, I think it's flower blossom sausage bun. So feel free to check it out. I guess it's my sourdough discard playlist. Look, practice make perfect now. you can still adjust at the end because you want to tuck in all into the different area. All right, so put a baking tray and make sure that you grease it. Try to then cover it so that it's not drying out. Okay. Okay, last three to go. Like, look, like this one, when you're not happy with it, so how you correct it is very simple. You remove the dough again. It's very simple. And try to make into the round shape and let it rest until the last one to go, so that the dough will be relaxing when you want trying to reshape again. So these are all the tips and tricks when you actually do a lot. Learn from the mistake. Okay, last three to go. So at this stage, trying to remove all the bubble from the first proof. Okay, always downwards, then swirl it like a super cool rope. And at the end, you can still adjust to in the middle. Done. Okay, last one to go. Hi, feel free to pop through the chat. Where do you watch from? I would love to see where do you all tune in Australia or US or around the world. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, bubble. Okay. So again, for those who just joined, I just repeat. So the main reason why I cut the sausage is because it's too huge for a little bun. So normally I would like to cut half for my son and try to put the end of the dough and tuck in. And you like the, which is the fat or fluffier one in the middle and looks chubby like a bun. So that's done. And this is the we're trying to correct the mess, like the error earlier, and we'll redo for the second time. And you can see it's a little bit relaxing for the dough. And what we're trying to do is we use about the string here, trying to roll that into a baguette shape. Leave the middle to be the fluffiest so that it looks like a tummy for our mini sausage bun. Okay, that's our last one. Okay, look, isn't it that cute? Super cute and fluffy. And we will let it proof double in size and puff up before we send it to the oven. This was already where before I make it. Probably do that middle. Just swap it a little. Okay. Trying to adjust that. Okay. Thank you for tuning in how to make the sausage bun and also my bread loaf. Let's checking out how's our bread loaf. For the Nutella spread that I did earlier, if you miss it, you can just replay the video. Look at that. Nice, super cute, and easy to make. Now we send to the we leave it to room temperature until double in size and make sure you cover it so that it's not going to dry out. Okay. Let me just wash your hands. And I was trying to answer some questions on the line. Okay, hi Helen. Yes, what are we doing? Yes, earlier we were doing the Nutella chocolate swirl and also the sausage bun. The green bun is some with the sourdough and also sourdough and also some udani, which is like a natural, fluffy, and nice. And yeah, that's so cool. Thank you, Helen. And hi, Selim. Hi, Christian. Oh, you came from New Zealand. Hi. Okay, that is our YouTube live today. Hope you enjoy it and give it a try. It's easy, simple, the sausage bun that you can make at home. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in.